and I began to properly research the supernatural from that time onwards. And all these years later, whenever I glimpse my reflection in a mirror, I know a part of me is still searching for her. I have had other unexplained visions since then, mostly of dancing shadows and flickers in the corner of my eye. None of them have been quite so visceral or seen with my wide-awake eyes as the pale lady in the mirror. Often it happens just as I'm about to fall asleep, so I'm never sure if I'm dreaming or awake. Typically, the experience is subtle and could easily be a trick of the light, but each time, the experience feels very real. It is also unforgettable. It quite literally haunts me, and if I close my eyes and take myself back to the vision, I can relive it in intense detail. These supernatural experiences didn't stop with my glimpse of I'm not sure what in a mirror. On one occasion, I believe a disembodied voice may have saved my life. If the pale lady was a catalyst to ignite my desire to see the other side more clearly, this experience encouraged me to have a little more faith in my own potential mediumistic abilities. I was in my early 30s. I found myself driving behind a slow-moving van that was impossible to overtake due to oncoming traffic. We reached a junction. I needed to turn left, as that was the fastest route to my destination, ensuring I would arrive on time for my first ever radio interview. I was excited for this new opportunity, which was why hearing the voice of my departed mother telling me to take the right path while I was waiting at the junction was wildly unexpected. The voice, which I had already heard in my dreams the night before, seemed to be coming from both inside and outside my head at the same time, and it was so calm, clear, and decisive, I did not hesitate to obey. I instinctively turned right and missed my radio slot because the roundabout route to my destination from that point involved heavy traffic delays. I cursed silently to myself all the way home. Frustration transformed into shock when I found out later that evening that if I had turned left as intended, chances are I might have been involved in a fatal crash. A pile-up close to the junction that happened moments after I had turned in the other direction tragically killed 3 people. The van I had been trailing was involved in the crash. Was this really the voice of my mother in spirit warning me? Or was it simply a memory, as she always used to tell me to take the right path in life, meaning do the right thing? Or was it my impatience about being stuck behind a van that made me irrationally turn right? I will never know for sure, of course, but it's something I often reflect deeply about. I'm very aware that seeing things that aren't there and hearing voices is often said to be one of the first signs of madness. Although my family may at times disagree, I'm most certainly not mad. I don't suffer from hallucinations or anxiety. I have gone through every possible explanation, and I feel sure that both the woman in the mirror and the mysterious voice while I was driving were not things I imagined. These unexplained, spontaneous experiences, whatever they were, happened to me. All these decades later, I'm no longer ashamed to admit to them. And I know from the countless afterlife stories I receive from my readers and listeners that their uncanny experiences happen to them too. Many of them begin their stories by saying that they really aren't sure if life after death exists, or if ghosts are real, or if this was all in their imagination. But this is their story. It felt real, it still feels real, and they can't explain or forget it. Many are relieved to share their stories, sometimes for the first time, and to be taken seriously. For the past 30 years, I've written an endless stream of supernatural books and psychic world encyclopedias, and in recent years have become a go-to TV, radio, and podcast expert on matters paranormal. My career has been dedicated to researching, writing about, and talking about ghosts, hauntings, dreams, and the psychic world. I'm on a mission to mainstream the supernatural. But it's not just been the theme of my career.